Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey and today I'm going to guide you through a yoga practice for your follicular phase. So this practice is intended for women, femmes, and menstruating people. And I also want to state that if you are drawn to this practice today, then this practice is for you. So like I said, this practice is one that you might like to do during the follicular phase of your cycle. In traditional Chinese medicine, this is known as inner spring, and with estrogen on the rise in your body, you might be feeling more playful, more energized. So we're going to honor that today with a fun and energizing yoga practice, a Hatha yoga practice. So we're going to go ahead and begin standing. Make your way into Tadasana at the top of the mat. So feet are hip-width distance apart. Begin to draw some energy up through the front lines of your body, through your legs. Lift up through your low abdomen. Lift up through your sternum. Reach up through the crown of your head and then start to roll the shoulders back and down. Lengthen your tailbone down a little bit. Ground into your heels. And take a few breaths to feel this upward current of energy in your front body. And downward current of energy in your back body. Maybe focusing on the upward current as you breathe in. And on that downward current as you breathe out. We'll move through a few rounds of Surya Namaskar A. On your next inhale, you'll reach your arms up overhead, upward salute. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge at your hips, and take a forward bend. Let your head get heavy. Allow for a bend of the knees, it's the first one. Inhale, lift halfway, hands can come to the shins or fingertips come to the mat. Exhale, plant your palms, step one foot back at a time into a plank pose. You can lower the knees if you want to. Take a breath in here. Exhale, shift forward, bend the elbows in, lower to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra on this first one. Use your back muscles to lift head and heart. Exhale, lower. And then inhale, press into your hands, roll up, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back into your first downward dog. We're going to take 3 breaths in each round in downward dog so you can really start to feel your Achilles, your calves waking up, stretching into your hamstrings. Press the floor away from you with your arms. Lift up through the low abs. Next, inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, step up into the halfway lift. That full inhale gets you in this long spine. And then exhale, forward bend. Inhale, press into your feet. Rise up, upward salute. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Take one breath to just pause and feel the energy in your body. And then we'll do 2 more, a little bit more swiftly. Inhale, arms go up, upward salute. Maybe you look towards your hands. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Let your head get heavy. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step 1 foot back at a time into your plank. Retain the breath, lower all the way down. Inhale, option for cobra, or maybe you go right into up dog this time as you breathe in, lifting your thighs, pressing into the tops of your feet. Exhale, into your downward dog. Press into the tops of the feet. Step over the toes. 3 breaths in your downward dog. Inhale, look towards your hands, step up into the half lift, flat back when you get here. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, press into your feet, rise up, upward salute. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, 1 breath here to Catch this energy that you're building. Last round, inhale, upward salute. Arms go up, maybe you look up. Exhale, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. Chaturanga Dandasana, retain the breath as you lower. Inhale, Cobra or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, look towards your hands and step up. Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, press into your feet, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Again, another pause. Catch that flow, catch that prana. We'll do a little half sun salutation to get us into our flow from here. Next inhale, up salute, arms go up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, lower. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Welcome. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the left leg up. 3-legged dog, square the hips. Exhale, look between your hands, step your left foot between your hands. Ground that right knee down. Inhale, arms come up overhead into Anjaneyasana, your low crescent lunge. I want you to feel your tailbone lengthening down, scooping your pelvis forward. Lift up through the low abdomen. Breathe into your ribs. Arms can go up overhead if you feel stable. Find a drishti point, something to focus on that's not moving. And then let's interlace the fingers and take the hands on top of the left thigh. We'll move through cat-cow in this position. Inhale, tilt your tailbone back, lift your heart, gaze up. Exhale, tuck your chin towards your throat, tilt your tailbone down, really press the back of your ribs towards the wall behind you. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Next, inhale, come back through your full expression of Anjaneyasana. Exhale, lower your hands down, shift your hips back, flex through the left leg as you straighten into your half splits. I have blocks today, so if you also have blocks nearby, you are more than welcome to bring them under your hands here. I want you to pull your left hip back, really flex back through the pinky side of the left toes. Reach forward with your heart space, get really long in your spine. Maybe over the next couple of breaths, you get a little bit closer to your left thigh. But I don't want us to be really rounded in the spine here today. I want you to really focus on your length. Inhale, one more breath in. Exhale, roll through the front foot, walk the blocks forward, move them off to the side if you're using them. You're going to plant your palms, and then we'll just step right back into a plank pose. Take a breath in here. Exhale, shift forward, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra or an upward dog. Exhale, into your downward dog. Awesome. Give yourself a couple of breaths. And then we'll take that to the other side. Next breath in, right leg goes up. Keep that right leg square. Exhale, look between your hands. Step your right foot through. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, arms come up. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Let the dust settle. Find your alignment. Scoop your pelvis forward, lift up through the low abdomen, reach up through your heart. Soften any tension in your face. Take another breath in. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Have your hands on top of that right thigh. We'll move through cat and cow here. Inhale, tailbone tilts back, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, chin towards your throat, tuck your tailbone, press the back of your ribs towards the wall behind you. Feel that stretch in your left quad. Inhale, into the cow pose. Exhale, into your cat pose. One more, breathe in. Inhale back into your more traditional Anjaneyasana, arms up. Exhale, shift the hips back. Hands come down to frame the right leg. Flex back through your right toes. Again, if you are using blocks, you can do what I'm doing here, giving yourself that little added lift so that you can really pull your heart through your arms. And from that length in your spine, maybe over time you find yourself getting closer to your leg, but we're not curving the back a whole lot to make that happen. The last couple of breaths. Inhale, roll through your front foot, walk the blocks forward, move them off to the side. Just like before, we're planting the hands, we're stepping the right foot back into plank. Take a breath in here. Exhale, shift forward, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, into your downward dog. Wonderful. A couple of breaths here. This is your resting pose, but if you feel like a child's pose is more in line with what your body is asking for, you are more than welcome to go there. All right. Next breath in, left leg goes up. Three-legged dog. Keep the hips squared. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Keep that right knee lifted. You're going to spin on the right foot so that you're grounding through the right heel. Your hips are kind of facing towards like 2 o'clock. And then inhale, press through the legs as you reach the arms up into warrior one. So the hips are facing a little bit towards 2 o'clock. However, your rib cage is facing straight forward, 12 o'clock. Just like in our Anjaneyasana, lift up through the pelvic floor, lift up through the low abdomen. Maybe sink a little bit more into that left knee. You're doing great. Inhale here. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, straighten your arms, lift your heart. Exhale, dive forward, humble warrior. Left shoulder towards the inside of your left knee. Head gets heavy. Stay grounded through your feet. Reach your knuckles towards the ceiling. One more breath in. Exhale, press down through your front leg to rise up back into your warrior one. Keep the arms clasped. You're going to spin on the right toes to lift that right heel. We're squaring the hips, preparing for warrior three. So you're going to want to hop your right foot in just a little bit so you can get more weight into your left leg. Find that line of energy from your right heel to the crown of your head. And as you start to lean your upper body forward, your right leg lifts. And it's like you're a capital T with your body. Use the knuckles behind you to keep opening through your chest. Lift your ribs and your belly up away from the mat. One more breath in. Exhale, release your arms. Bring your hands down. Take standing splits. Your upper body is draping over your left leg. A little bend here is welcome, but you're lifting your right leg from where your glute meets your thigh. Keep trying to square your hips as best as you can. A couple more breaths here. Okay, be curious, make it fun. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Start to lift your chest about halfway. Press down through your left leg. Come up standing, right knee coming in towards the body. Whew, strong left leg. If you need to put your toes down at some point, it's totally okay. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Start to put a bend into your left knee. Hands to heart center. Standing pigeon pose. Start to feel that warmth, that prana building. You got 2 more breaths here. Sink a little bit lower. 1 more inhale. Exhale, ground down through your left leg to stand up tall, uncross, set your right foot down. Hallelujah. Oh, both of our feet are grounded. We can shift a little bit side to side. We can take the hips in circles. Give yourself a moment. And then we're going to flow, making our way to the other side. Inhale, arms up, absolute. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back and lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Another couple of breaths here. Let your energy settle. Next breath in, right leg goes high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, look forward, step the right foot forward. Again, this time your left leg is staying lifted. Pivot on the left foot, ground the left heel. Hips are facing towards 11 o'clock. Ground down through the legs as you inhale, send your arms up, warrior 1. Take some breaths here. Square your rib cage forward. Another breath in. Exhale, interlace your fingers the way that feels a little unusual. Reach through the knuckles. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, dive forward, right shoulder towards the inside of your right knee. Head gets heavy, grounded through the legs, knuckles reaching skyward, humble warrior. A couple of breaths here. Inhale, press through the right foot, rise up into your warrior 1 with the arms clasped. Again, you're going to pivot on your left foot so that the heel is lifted. You're in a high lunge. Walk that left foot in just a little bit so you have a shorter stance. You can feel the weight going into your right leg. Find this line of energy from your left foot to the crown of your head. As you send your upper body forward, your left leg is going to lift and you capital T your body into your warrior 3. Keep breathing. You're here for 1 more breath in. And then you're going to exhale, release your arms, bring the fingertips down. Keep lifting the left leg into your standing splits. Let your head get heavy here. Lift your left thigh. 2 more breaths. And then pull your left knee in towards your chest. Come through a halfway lift, a little bend in the right knee so that as you lift your fingertips, you can press down into that leg. Pull your left knee in, 1-legged Tadasana. Welcome. Again, if you need to take a moment, set those toes down, you can. We're going to cross left ankle over right thigh when you're ready into our standing pigeon. Sink the hips low. Hands at heart center. Keep your heart lifted. 2 more breaths. And inhale, release your arms, power down through the right leg to straighten out, release the left leg. And then again, you can kind of shake it out here. Let go of any tension that might have gotten built up in that strong flow. Come back to Tadasana and we'll flow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, Downward dog. A couple of breaths here, take a rest. Okay, inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Lower the right knee again. Inhale, arms come up, Anjaneyasana, your low lunge. Let the dust settle here. Another inhale. Exhale, fingertips come down, shift the hips back. You're welcome to use blocks into our half splits again. Flex back through the left toes. Lengthen your heart space forward. Keep breathing. Now, you can stay here. You can keep working this beautiful half splits. If you feel like you have it in your body today and you want to explore a full Hanuman Asana, full splits, you can kind of start to walk your right knee back and slide your left heel forward. There's a little bit of a resistance here. You want to be squaring your hips as best as you can to the front of the mat, but eventually you're going to have to kind of let that right hip roll back. And then you might kind of be where I am here with my hips still lifted away from the mat, but I'm actively squeezing my thighs in towards each other, and I'm pressing into my arms to keep lifting my heart up. I'm not doing this, right? You're pressing the floor away from you. You got 2 more breaths here. If you're in splits, give yourself a high five. Exhale, press into your hands, drag your left heel back, walk your right knee in again, and then we're going to shift our weight forward, heel toe your left foot over to the right side of your mat, drop your left knee down, make your way into half pigeon. Right leg is reaching back, left knee is pointing out towards the left. I like to have a block underneath my ribs, but we're going to start by really opening up through the heart. Maybe you have fingertips in front of you or out beside you. Lean back, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down if that's available in your body today. Sleeping pigeon, relax your head on something. Let the dust settle. Again, catch some of that prana that you're building. Feel it circulating within you. Next breath in, lift your head. You're either going to return to hands or fingertips in front of you, just working on a little back bend here, or you could try catching a king pigeon, bending your right knee, pointing those right toes towards the sky. Left hand is going to stay in front of you unless you feel super balanced. Keep the left hand where it is, reach back with the right hand, pull your heel in towards your right glute. And so you can see I have kind of like a 90-degree bend in my right knee if you're doing this. If it can go further, you're going to try that. And you're really, again, only lifting the left hand if you feel like you're balanced enough. You doesn't want to feel like you're rolling over onto your right side here and you can't find this length in the front of the body. You're still working on getting this right hip down towards the mat, not touching the mat, but just in that direction. Gaze forward, square your heart forward. Maybe the left arm goes up. Maybe you look up. 1 more breath in. Exhale. Ooh, awesome. Resist the slingshot effect as you let go of that right leg. Hands come out in front of you. We're going to walk the right leg in. We're just going to step it all the way back to downward dog and take a little rest here. You're welcome to take a flow if you want to. All right, we have 2 sides of the body, so let's do that on the other side. Inhale, right leg goes high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Ground the left knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Waking up into your hip flexors, into that quad. Power up your legs. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. So now you have an idea of where we're going. As you make your way into either half splits or Hanumanasana, you're going to really keep this drawing inward of the legs, even though you're trying to get your hips to the ground or get your hips back if you're in that half splits. Take another breath in here. Exhale, hands come down, maybe onto those blocks, and then we're going to shift the hips back, flex back through the right toes. Your half splits, just work along the length of your spine. And if you feel like you have the space and the curiosity today, you're going to start to work into a variation of Hanumanasana, maybe walking that left leg back. You can press into your right heel to slide it forward. You can lower your blocks if you're using them. Everyone's body is different here. No matter where you are, I want you still kind of squeezing the legs in, kind of trying to square your left hip forward while letting the hips get heavy towards the mat at the same time. It's an interesting negotiation you have to play with. Take a couple more breaths here. Again, if you are in Hanumanasana, get those arms up, give yourself a high five. One more breath in. Exhale, great work, everybody. We're going to slide the right heel in. We're going to walk the left knee in. Meet me in your half pigeon pose. So let's heel toe the right foot towards the left. Drop that right knee behind your right wrist. Walk back through the legs and then lift up. Maybe your fingertips come behind you, beside you. Take a breath in. Exhale into your sleeping pigeon. Let your head rest on something. Take some breaths. Receive this energy. One more inhale. Exhale, press into your foundation to rise up. Again, you can either work in that back bend, fingertips to the mat, just lifting up through the chest, or you can explore king pigeon. So you keep your right hand in front of you. You're going to bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand, grab a hold of the foot of it or the ankle. Maybe that knee stays in like a 90 degree, or you work towards pulling the heel towards your glute. Maybe your right arm stays in front of you, or you take it up. Make sure you're not rolling over here. Make sure you're not rounding through the spine. Keep working to drop that left hip down. Keep squaring your rib cage forward. One more breath. Lift up through your heart. Exhale. Right hand comes down. Release your left foot without that slingshot effect. And again, we're just going to find our way into a downward dog. Tuck the left toes, step your right foot back. Meet me here and take a little rest. Inhale, look forward, shift forward, plank pose. Strong arms, strong abs. Hips are in line with the shoulders. Look slightly forward past the top of your neck. Take a breath in. Towards the top of your mat, take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down into Salambhasana, your locust pose. Bring your forehead to your mat. Reach your arms back beside you, palms facing in. Use an inhale to lift your head and your heart. Using your back muscles, maybe you stay here, maybe you lift your legs away from the mat. Keep the backs of those knees straight. You're here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come under the shoulders. Relax the legs down. Press down into your mat. Roll back into a comfortable kneeling position. So we're not going straight back into child's pose. We're going to sit the hips back towards the heels. You're going to stack head over heart, heart over hips. Relax your shoulders away from your neck. If sitting like this is uncomfortable for any reason and you have those blocks, you can bring a block between your heels underneath your seat. We're going to prepare for some camel pose. So come to kneeling on the shins. Your hips are stacked over your knees. And think about finding Tadasana. We started with that upward current of energy in the front body, downward current of energy in the back body, right? Try to find that here. Press down into the tops of your feet for more grounding. And then you're going to take your hands to your lower back. So the fingers could be pointing up like what mine are doing here, or you could point them down if that feels better. But if this is accessible to you, I want you to go ahead and try this. I want you to tweezer your elbows towards each other and use that action to help lift your heart up. So this is really the action in camel pose. There is a backwards action eventually, but you're going to press your hips forward with your hands and then think about lifting your sternum up towards the sky so that we're lengthening through the spine. My throat is still closed. My chin is towards my throat here. You're going to stay like that as you keep working the hips forward, lifting your heart up. Or you can start to lift your chin straight up towards the sky. Or you can start to let the head drop back. This is going to help you with that backwards motion, but keep lifting your rib cage up as you press your hips forward. We're taking 2 more breaths here. Shoulders away from the neck. Exhale, chin towards your throat if you opened up. Press into your hands to help get your shoulders back over your hips, and then slowly set your hips down to the mat. Neutral, we're not going into child's pose just yet. Just give your nervous system a minute, a moment. All right, you're either going to give that another try, or we're going to practice Virasana hero pose. For Virasana, you're going to walk yourself closer to the front of the mat. Your knees are hip width distance, but your toes are going to graze the outside edge of your mat. You might take your hands towards your calves and fold them out as you send your hips back to sit between your heels. And so you're trying to eventually have all of your toes pressing down into the mat. If this is causing any pain or you're floating away from the mat, grab a block, bring it underneath your seat, or just don't do this. Go back to camel pose like we just did. If you're in hero pose, Virasana with me, support yourself with your hands. You might stay right here, just relaxing into your arms. Others might be able to press into the tops of the feet, scoop the tailbone forward, set the hips down again. That's going to intensify things. If it's available on your body, you're going to see if you can lower to forearms, or even take your hands to your heels and lower your back onto the mat. So this is a back bend. My low and mid back is not touching the mat, but my shoulders and my head are resting down. And so if you're practicing camel, just give yourself some space for play. If you're in Virasana with me, let's try to take 5 breaths and then we'll all meet back in a comfortable seat. One more breath in. Exhale. Hands come to your heels if you're in Virasana. You're going to dig your elbows into the mat, tuck your chin towards your throat, and then slowly rise up to upright. If you're in camel, come to meet us in Dandasana, or staff pose. Just take a moment to extend the legs, feel that length in the back of the knees, flex back through the toes, reach up through the crown of your head. And then I want you to really feel on the exhale, your navel drawing back, 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 back. Reach your arms forward, point through your toes, and then one vertebrae at a time, we're going to slowly lower down until you just can't help but set your shoulders and your head down. Whew. Again, that hallelujah feeling. So good to have the back supported. From here, let's find a happy baby, drawing the knees in towards the body. Widen your knees apart. Maybe you stay here holding onto your shins, or maybe you reach for the insides of the leg and grab a hold to your feet somewhere. Press your lower back into the mat. I hope this feels good after those back bends we've been practicing. Let your head be heavy. If you're feeling pretty open in your hamstrings, you could take this into your reclined wide-legged pose. Maybe extending one leg at a time or both legs now. Last little bit here. Let go of whatever you're holding on to. Start to bend your knees back in. Keep the knees hugging in close. Open your arms out beside you. Let's transition to a tucked twist. Let both of your legs drop to the right. Keep your chest open. Maybe you gaze towards your left hand. One more breath in. Exhale, come back through center. Another breath in the middle. And then exhale, both legs drop to the left, tuck twist to the other side. Again, maybe you look towards your right hand. Keep your chest open. One more breath in. Exhale, back to center. And then just notice if there's any other way of moving that would feel good. Eventually settling yourself down into Shavasana, any Shavasana that is comfortable to you. If you're uncertain, you can just extend your legs long. You can reach your arms down beside you. Let the weight of your body be pulled down by gravity. Surrender to that pull. Let your breath be more natural. Let go of any control of your breath. You'll hear my voice when it's time to come back into this space. Enjoy your Shavasana. Remaining just as you are, start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel the support beneath you and sense the space around you. Allow for the movement of your breath to inspire you to start wiggling your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles, nodding your head side to side. Maybe you take a big full body stretch, breathe in, stretch fingers to toes, and exhale, let it all go. In your own time, roll yourself over to one side, any side, and make your way back up to a seat. Come back up, sit up nice and tall, and take a moment to acknowledge how you're feeling. Acknowledge the impact of this practice on your energy, on your body, and on your mind. And connect to a sense of gratitude for showing up to this practice and for the fact that this practice was here. With that gratitude in our hearts, palms together in front of the heart space, we'll close with a chant of Om. Wherever you are with your breath, empty out your lungs. Take a breath in. Exhale to chant Om. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your practice with me. I hope that this practice felt good in your body. Let me know how it made you feel in the comments down below. I am in the process of releasing more classes in this theme of yoga for your cycle, yoga for cyclical bodies. So if you resonate with aligning with your body's natural rhythms and aligning with the rhythms of nature, I lovingly encourage you to subscribe to my channel because there is more of that coming out, and there's a lot that is already on my channel in that vein. So until then, I hope I see you very soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste.